We going down to the NOLA, baby. Go ahead on, cue that music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving unless you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Brat Loves Judy, Season 2, Episode 2. NOLA, baby. Yeah. Yeah, NOLA, baby. Now, the girls is going down to the NOLA, but they got a couple of things they need to take care of before they leave. Let's get right into it. So, the episode opens up. Judy and Brat is sitting on the bed, and they got like 4 dogs on the bed. It hadn't really stunk in yet at this moment, but I'm just letting you know what's coming, right? So, Judy then turns to Brat and says, bitch, you left me at that place, yeah. And she was just like, well, you know what, babe? I'm sorry, but, I just felt like, I needed to get out of there. You know how to take a Uber. Like, what's the tea, girl? Like, we good. Brat's whole thing is she wants to go in the studio because when she gets into that type of space, she needs to go in the studio and just basically hide there. It's basically what she was trying to do. But Miss Brat, why is you leaving Judy in the public with people and walking out on her, telling her she know how to catch an Uber? Girl, you gotta stop that now. Y'all getting married. Y'all can't do that, But Brat feels like Judy is just trying to place the blame on her. Because Judy was like, girl, look, it ain't that big of a deal. I wasn't saying I wanted you to plan the whole thing by yourself. I just wanted you to take some sort of initiative. Like, you putting everything on me. I wanted to see where you were going to go and what you were going to do. Like, we can do it together. It's not that deep. But basically, Brat is a brat. Matter of fact, her stage name is really fitting because Brat is definitely a brat. So Brat's just like, yeah, you always blame everything on me. I don't think it's fair. First you want to keep the date, then you want to change the date. Like, what is it that you want to do? And then immediately I kind of blacked out because all them dogs in the bed, especially the one that was in the back by the pillows, girl, dogs on the pillow, girl, I don't know what he was doing or he or she was doing back there. And I ain't gonna lie, my ears shut off because I was fixated on this dog on this bed, all three of them, first of all 3 of them. But I definitely was fixated on the one standing on top of all of the pillows, doing whatever it was, God knows. And listen, I love my dog. I have a dog. Love him to death. That's my son. But what he will never do, ever, is get in the bed. He can do a lot of things. He would never go in my kitchen like that, and he would never get in my bed. I'm just saying, there's certain places for me. And I know everybody's different, but certain places for me, I keep sacred my kitchen and my bed. You can come everywhere else, but I bought you a bed, fat. You're not getting in mine. But, it just sent me somewhere. I'm sorry. But after I came to, I guess basically Judy was saying, look, maybe we just need to communicate better and basically learn how to get that taken care of. And Brat was like, yeah, I think it'll be best if we didn't do it in front of other people. So Brat's whole thing is, look, girl, we is super busy. I'm overwhelmed. I got all this stuff going on with my album, with the wedding, with work, with all this stuff. Like, it's a lot going on. But she also brings up the fact that they're going down to the NOLA, baby. They're going to New Orleans to go be in the sidewalk steppers. Not the sidewalk steppers. The Treme sidewalk steppers. That's where they're going. Down there to be in the Treme sidewalk steppers. If anybody know anything about New Orleans, or has studied anything about New Orleans, Treme is one of the oldest places where the people used to be down the second line and then cutting up and carrying on, even back way back. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal for them to be down there. Judy is happy that they're gonna be the she king and queen, or maybe it's the queen and she king, something like that. But they doing that for the sidewalk steppers, and she's super excited. She says she can't wait to get back to New Orleans. And Brat is over there saying, "Girl, I'm tired. I need to rest." But y'all gonna eat though. If y'all don't do nothing else, anybody who ever been to New Orleans, if you don't do nothing, you're gonna eat when you get down there. But Judy's afraid because she's like, girl, look, we still got weight to lose before this wedding. And I'm like, fat, the wedding is around the corner. No, the wedding is up the street. What is you gonna do? You can't go to New Orleans. I'm gonna tell you now, anybody who wanna be on the diet, you will never succeed in New Orleans. Do not go into New Orleans when you on a diet because you're gonna fail. It's impossible. I'm not even gonna say improbable. No, it's impossible. You gonna eat something you ain't had no business, or you gonna drink something you ain't had no business. So good luck, girls. So we move to the next scene. The assistants come to the house because they want to pitch this new idea, but I guess they're going back and forth. I'm assuming that they had already talked to Judy about it before. But Judy's whole thing is, girl, we got to get Brat on board. Like, Brat got to say okay. So they going back and forth like, oh my God, you know, Niara's over there saying, I'm scared. And Judy was like, no, I want you to tell her, because if I tell her, she going to feel like it was my idea. I want it to be yours. So she calls beautiful. That she said beautiful. Let me make this announcement, people. The people down there in the greater city of the New Orleans streets, we do not say beautiful. Or I don't know what the hell she said, but we say beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. She's beautiful. We don't say birdiful. Now, I don't know where she came from putting that R in there. It sounds like some up north Baltimore type of stuff. You know, they put an R in everything. That's what it's giving. Judy, wherever you pick that up, I'm going to need you to drop that back off. Please, Fat. But she calls birdiful back down there. And when she gets down there, Niara pitches the thing. But Niara's whole thing is, listen, this is what we want to do. We want to do a marketing thing for the new products, basically, where I guess now they got the miracle drops in all of it. So when you wash your hair, you're getting a miracle drop. I guess when you dry your hair, you're getting a miracle drop. When you're putting your Earl Sheen, everything got the miracle drops in it. You ain't got to buy them sold separately. You see what I'm saying? So Niara's pitch is she wants them to go into this hospital room with an actual doctor, have one of them be on the table, have an ultrasound, and 2 weeks later, well, they're going to post that first, and then 2 weeks later, they're going to come back and show that the ultrasound was all the products. Now, this makes Brat extremely nervous, because Brat was like, bitch, like, everybody going to be calling, like, oh my God, y'all expecting, like, I don't want to really throw nothing out there if it ain't really that. But, you know, Brat knows she a team player. You know what I'm saying? She going to do what she want to do. But she ended up saying she's down for it, but she's super scared. I mean, I get it. I would be scared too. I mean, but at the end of the day, if I ain't pregnant and she ain't pregnant, then what it is? Ain't nobody paying our bills except Judy. Let's move on. Next scene, girl Brat goes to try on her dresses, but she got her male friends, her closest male friends. I believe one is her cousin, one is a stylist or hairstylist and makeup artist. I don't know if he does both, but I know definitely her hairstylist, and it was another guy. I want to say it was her friend. So, and I was wondering, where that dude from season 1, who she said was her good friend, who was having the women troubles. You know, I forget his name. He wasn't on that much, but I was like, I thought she would have invited him. So Brat walks in, and the people are ready for it. They've already pulled dresses. I don't know if y'all know this, but I used to be a wedding coordinator. I used to be doing that. Yeah, that used to be one of my jobs. You know, I had a lot of jobs, so I was here for it. So basically, Brat is super nervous because Brat ain't never had no dress on, especially no wedding dress. So the guy asked her basically what kind of look is she trying to go for. She was like, well, you know, sometimes I could be a thug, but then sometimes I could be a lady. So, you know, I kind of want a little mixture between them. You know, put a little tuxedo top on with a wedding dress gown. With a wedding gown at the bottom. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know I posted their wedding photos when it happened on 2/22/22. I posted that. It's in the doggone TikTok. Go check it out on TikTok. I think it's on my YouTube too. It's on. I think it should be on all my platforms. The concept was cute, but I really feel like the what do you call them? Them white people that be in the royal courts, and when they put on their suit jackets, they be having them shoulder pads with the little, you know, crown thing on. That's what it gave. And I don't know if I really liked it as much as it could have been, or as this look. Because Brat goes down there to try on this dress, and I'm going to move out the way and let y'all see it. But Brat goes over there to try on this dress, child. And the guys are like, dang, what's taking her so long? One of them like, she probably over there analyzing stuff before she put it on. Brat comes out in this gown, and first of all, her form, let me move to the side. Brat's form is everything. When I tell you Brat's form is everything, not to mention, the dress hugged her in all the right places. I'm not too keen and too big on the fluffy, you know, the tissue bottom. You know, speaking of tissue, we got another one coming up. I'm not too keen on the tissue bottom because that's just not my thing. But when they put that cape on, I was like, instead of wearing the tuxedo top, you should have just wore that. I've never seen the cape on a dress like that. That was amazing. That was my opinion. I ain't, I'm just telling y'all what I think. But I think this top was better than the tuxedo top. So that was just on me. That's how I feel. But when Brat comes out, she's super shocked. All the guys are like, eyes are lit up and was like, oh my God, you look so amazing. But I think at this point, Brat gets in the mirror and it hits her that she's getting married. And she's in a wedding dress. So she starts to cry. And I love that the guys were super, super supportive. But Brat don't like that mushy shit. Brat was like, man, y'all get out of here. But she looked in the mirror and cried. And I was, I almost shed a tear. I ain't even gonna lie. I did. I almost shed a tear. Almost. But the guys were just shocked that she was even vulnerable enough to cry in front of them. So I was just like, that's cool. We move to the next scene. And the post goes out, child. It's them, with the little heart. Brat in front of her with the heart, basically insinuating that Judy's gonna be pregnant. The phones is blowing up, the DMs. Hell, Judy said this was bigger than when they announced their relationship. But I think you know why, Judy? Because the girls already knew you like girls, and the girls already knew Brat like girls. It was just a matter of y'all getting together. Brat think everybody else didn't know, but hey, Brat, we knew. So this was bigger than that because now they're like, oh, which one of them carrying the baby? I remember seeing that post, and I was just like, knowing Judy, it's probably some marketing stuff, and I was absolutely right. But it turns into something later, and we'll figure that out. But after this post goes out, so the girl Letitia, I thought her name was Letitia, the assistant, but her name is Latisue. Letitia. Let me spell that again. Latisue. Letitia. Now, Letitia, I'm going to need you to come to the front of the congregation and explain why your mama decided to spell your name Tissue. Now, for the rest of the season, that's what your name going to be, huh? That's right? Tissue. Matter of fact, this is Judy's assistant at the bottom of Brat's dress. Tissue. Somebody going to give me that toilet tissue over there. Give me a roll of tissue for this bathroom. Girl, ask your mama what happened. If she didn't know how to spell it and just happened to look at a roll of tissue and was like, this gonna be it, stay that. But we need to know why that happened, because I don't like that for your fat. I'm gonna need you to go down there and change the spelling of your name. But anyway, Letitia comes over there, Tissue as we gonna call her, and basically she's checking up on her, basically saying, girl, everybody's calling, everybody's going crazy. And Judy was just like, girl, look, I knew this was gonna happen. This is big, this is real big. But, when we dropped the doggone ultrasound, maybe this will calm it down maybe a little bit. She said her mom and them, everybody. No, I don't think she said her mama called, but, a lot of family, everybody calling. Fine. So, Judy says she wants to lose weight, but she's 20 days out. And Tissue said, girl, bye. You about to go down there to New Orleans and you're going to eat girl, look, just take the diet off at this point. Whatever you gotta do, girl, stop eating for 3 days before the wedding, girl. Drink you some lemon water, get you some splat tummy tea. I don't know, whatever it is you gotta do, just do it. Because this New Orleans trip is gonna definitely put more weight on you. That's all I'm saying. So we move to the next scene, girl. They flying out to the NOLA, baby. They flying out there and they finally get there and they go eat dinner at Morrow's. Morrow's is a dinner spot. It's a nice little spot owned by this guy, Larry Morrow. I follow him on social media. Honestly, I've been friends with him and I didn't even realize it on social media. But then all of a sudden he just blew up. Like Larry be with everybody, like Rick Ross, Meek Mill, which I don't feel like that ain't that big. But Larry be with all the celebrities, and I was like, go ahead on, Larry. He was a party promoter. Now he got restaurants and buildings and businesses and whatnot. He in that money, girl. Go ahead on. So they going tomorrow. Shout out to Judy for shooting at Morrow's, because now you done put more, business up there. And I ain't gonna lie, when they sat down, them oysters looked so good. Ooh, them oysters look so good. If y'all ain't never had char-grilled oysters, you're missing out. Please have some char-grilled oysters, but not from everywhere. It's only in New Orleans. And not even everywhere in New Orleans, but I'm not even gonna get there. So they sit down, and Judy brings up the fact that she loves coming to New Orleans because this is where they had their first everything, their first kiss. This is where they first held hands. Brat even gets up to say, yeah, honestly, like this is the first place I came out and was comfortable with people seeing us. Like I really enjoyed being here. So it's not just Judy's second home. This is like our first. Like this is where we've had all our first. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. That's real cute. But anyway, as this goes on, the topic of having this baby come up, because basically Judy was like, look girl, I know this was all for marketing and all that, but once I started thinking about it and everybody kept hitting me up, I was just like, we should give this some thought. And then Brad was like, you know what's crazy? I was thinking like that too, because I was just like, you know, I really be a good mama. And I was like, but Brad, you still a child. And you know, they start talking about who gonna carry. Because Judy was like, girl, you need to experience it. This your first time. You go ahead and experience it. But Brat was like, no, girl. You done already had a child. And you got them big old boobs and them childbearing hips, girl. You can go ahead on and do it. Like, you ain't got to put it on me. But I went down there and Googled the two. Because Brat brings up the fact that Janet had her baby at 50. Brat is 48 years old. When I tell you Brat, black don't crack, black don't crack. Oh, Lord. Brat is 48 years old. That girl do not look 48. Now, the people said on the Google that Judy was 40. Now, Judy, if you know, you know. I'm going to leave it there. Judy, 40, if you know, you know. I'm not even going there. But anyway, so they're going back and forth. And Brad gets in her confessional and was like, you know, when that girl came to me and told me when we first discussed about having kids and that girl said, I would carry a baby for you, like, that was one of them, like, nobody's ever told me anything like this. Like, nobody has ever told me anything like this. And it made me know that this is the woman I want to be with for life. Hell, even on that scene with the wedding dress, she said that basically she never thought that she deserved marriage. Like, she just never saw that in her cards. And I'm so happy that she's finally getting that, you know, in everything that y'all want. But y'all won't be old ass mamas. Girl, you better babysit the daughter, Deja, little girl. Please, girl, have babies and y'all busy like that. Anyway, but yeah, that's what she's saying. Like, girl, look, y'all busy, we busy. This is a lot to really think about, but we need to really just go ahead on and do it. So we move to the next scene. They at the Sidewalk Steppers, the Treme Sidewalk Steppers ball, girl. They down there at the ball. So I guess, first of all, let me say this. Judy is super excited. Judy is extremely excited that she's able to be, you know, in that role, because honestly, like, those people who get picked for those king and queen spots, or she king in spots and all that stuff, that's very carefully done. Like, there's a committee, like, there's a whole thing. And the fact that they picked both of them, you know, it probably pushed somebody else out their spot, to be completely honest. But albeit, it was still a nice thing. They came down in the ball stuff. They had their dresses on, or well, Judy had her dress on. You know, Brad was dressed like she was going to a rap concert in the 90s, to a Criss Cross concert. But they get up on stage for Judy to make her little speech or whatever, and the girls in the audience kept talking. Baby Brad grabbed that phone and was like, look, y'all gonna sit up here and let my baby give her a speech. Pay attention. And the girls was like, oh, my bad, Brad, Funkified. You gonna do Funkified after that? So they ended up letting her finish off her speech. We moved to the next scene. Deja and her daughter are down there at the house. The mama in there cooking, and I'm wondering what she cooking, because I'm hungry right now as we speak. But the mama in there cooking, and she says, well, girl, the people have been talking, and the streets have been talking, and people calling me, asking me that, what about this post with y'all expanding y'all family? So what's tea? Like, y'all really expanding y'all family? And Judy was like, well, initially it was a marketing thing. She was like, but, you know, it kind of turned into us really thinking about it for real, and expanding our family. Deja goes on to say, well, you know, she feels like if they love each other, then go ahead on and try it. But she feels like me, y'all old. Y'all some old women. And y'all talking about having churn. But Judy's whole thing was, girl, look, I had my churn young. I was young. Young, dumb, and full of cum, girl. I was young, and I had my churn young. I know now I'm going to be a better mama. And you know what? I used to think like that, too, because I was young. I was 19 when I had my baby. I got pregnant on my 19th birthday, girl. And had her at 19, girl. It was hard. You know, it's hard out here for a pimp. Yeah, but nevertheless, I know it was hard, but I know me, if God, Lord, please, Lord, I don't want one, but if I were to be cursed with the thought, I know I'd be a better mother. Not that my baby would be a curse. Y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to explain all that. What's understood don't need to be explained. But the daughter was like, look, girl, no. The grandma then was like, well, if y'all trying to have a baby, what about y'all schedule? Like, both of y'all be super busy. How y'all gonna turn around and have a baby? Like, it really don't make sense when you really start thinking about it. But Brat was like, look, mama, we gonna figure it out. We gonna put some stuff down and figure out these schedules. And I'm like, oh, the nanny gonna be raising the children, girl. Oh my God. But Brat said she putting everything aside. Girl, while all this is happening, Judy grandbaby is crying. And the mama looked down and was like, is y'all, the grandma, is y'all ready for this? You sure? And Brat was like, see, it ain't baby dolls. When they start crawling, that's when they really gotta watch them. They not like the babies. You know the baby doll. Once they start crawling and walking and barely talking, that's the ages you gonna be running your doggone head crazy. And y'all, Brat, you 48. You really want another baby? If you do, girl, shout out to you. I ain't trying to talk you out of it, but I'm just saying, Lord have mercy. But Brat was like, girl, I'm not going to be able to work. So Brat is going to be the house she husband. That's all I could get from it. Because if she's not going to be able to work, because Judy is the one making the bread, I mean, it only makes sense. I don't understand what's the big deal. But the daughter, Deja, said she feels like they'll be a good mama, that they'll be good mothers. And they go back into that, you should carry it, no, you should carry it. Girl, one of y'all carry the goddamn baby. Judy, you younger. Allegedly. You younger, you go ahead on put the baby in your stomach. Anyway, Brat goes and put a pillow in her belly to act like she was pregnant child and go over to the couch. And I'm just like, Brat, you was overdoing it. This is all what you seen on TV. Oh, but your body will change. You're gonna know that. We move to the next scene now. It's 18 days to the wedding. And they're gonna get some pralines. Or in the hood, as we call them, plyrines. Even though the R and the L is flipped around, it's pralines. People from outside the company, the city call them pralines, but we call them pralines. So they go down there to get some pralines, girl, and I love me some pralines. But the daughter's down there with them, and she introduces the fact that she wants to have a weight loss surgery. Cool, because she says she has this thing called DOC. It's an illness, and it basically makes it super hard for her to lose weight. So Judy is scared because she feels like, girl, look, I know my child. And what I do know is my child like to start stuff and don't finish it. And I know that she really not aware of all the responsibility it's going to be with recovery. So that turns Deja into say that she want to do the 2-week recovery at Judy and them house. And she was like, that way y'all can get, 2 weeks in with the baby so y'all can see how I feel. And basically trying to pitch it like it's going to benefit them. But Judy's whole thing is, girl, like, have you really thought all this through? Like, have you really truly thought this through? And I don't know Deja, but from what I've seen on TV, I would probably go on a whim and say no, she hasn't thought any of it through, except the fact of where she gonna lay her head. But the wedding, I mean not the wedding, the surgery is in New Orleans, and I guess she's gonna go to Atlanta to recover, I guess. But Judy's whole thing is it's kind of like inconsiderate because they planning a wedding, like they got a lot going on. But one thing I learned after having a child that's in college and still depends on me to stop everything is, I don't care if your child is 40, you still gonna be dealing with them, period. So we move to the next scene. It's 17 days to the wedding. The mama and the grandma, Judy mama and her is over there getting pedicures, and they're at the nail shop. And basically the mama Judy asked the mama about Deja's surgery. But Judy feels like that she think that it's just the timing is off. And it is. Deja walk in and basically we find out that whose birthday? Oh no, it's Deja's birthday. It's Deja's birthday, child. Judy asks what happened with her being an esthetician. Because remember last season she was going to school to be an esthetician. Well, it turns out she said that wasn't a school to become one. That was just a school to learn how to do it. And I was just like, if this was my child, I'd have been like, my child flew. Why would you have us go do all of this for you to learn how to do it with no certificate? You done just wasted our time. So Judy is like, what in the hell? You went all the way down there for not to get the certificate, basically is what she's saying. Judy gets in her confessional, was like, she's afraid for her daughter because when she was her age, she had 3 kids and she had to get up and get it. But everybody don't have that fight. Everybody just don't. And it sucks, but that's just the truth. So as this is happening, Judy was like, so who's going to literally take care of you? You're going to need nurses. Like, you're going to need a whole lot of stuff. And she was like, you don't really see everything all the way through. But the daughter was like, well, I guess I could get some nurses on board. But Judy feels like she really haven't figured it out yet. But this makes Judy concerned. And she was like, I had to figure it out after my mama put me out. And listen, as black women, we know our mamas put us out first. So Judy said when she got put out, she had to figure it out with her children. Did. But, her daughter is not on that type of time. So then the mama was like, well, maybe you need to just hold off on it. Maybe you being a little hard on it. And Judy was like, look, she lived with you, not me. And I'm like, Deja, like 23 with a child? Girl, I was out my mom's house at 17. Was. Oh, Lord. And I had a baby at 19. I don't know. I went living with my mom or my grandma at 23. That's a lot. So Judy asked her without her bills, because the grandma paid all the bills, like basically what is all your expenses? And she was like, you really don't have a lot of like responsibilities, so you can't have all these excuses, is what she's trying to say. But Judy really wants her to find her happy place, but Deja start crying because Deja is a spoiled child. That's just what it is. Deja start crying, and the mama say y'all like Earl and water, basically, like y'all just don't mix. But Judy feel like she has some underlying issues, and she was like, you know what, if that's the case, mama, she need to come out here and be in Atlanta. And this is my thing. I feel like because Judy mama raised her children, and I believe Judy said this before. I know the city know, but I believe Judy said this before. But for the most part, her mama raised her children. I really feel like she has to what do you call it? What's the word? She has to overcompensate. So especially having her mama saying like, y'all like Earl and water, that really makes her be like, well, let me get my child. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it. But I feel like Deja really needs to get herself together. Deja, the time is ticking, fat. You got to do something now. You can't keep depending on everybody. You just can't, girl. The world ain't going to wait for you. And you a black woman. I'm telling you now. I don't care. They not going to care who your mom is. Unless you got the money in the bank and on the card and on the credit cards, the people not going to care. You got to get it together, fat. Anyway, that was this week's episode of Brat Loves Judy. Y'all drop down in the comments like y'all do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.